All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name's Henry Byer, and welcome to Morning Movement and Mobility. So today, I got over here on my computer, I have Facebook and YouTube going, thanks to StreamYard. And here on my phone, I have Instagram going. So, this is a first for me. So we'll just see how it goes. But once we get into it, it should work out just fine. It's just a little weird having both screens happening at the same time, on my phone, my computer. So again, welcome to Morning Movement and Mobility. On Monday, we call it Monday Morning Movement and Mobility. But for the rest of the week, we just call it Morning Movement and Mobility. And this is something that you should do every day. And ideally, you get up, you do this before breakfast, and it just starts your day off on the right foot. So for those of you who have not been here before, we do a little bit of joint mobility work, and then we move into a sort of some more yoga type work, and then we typically finish with some dynamic stretching, and if we have time, we can do some static stretching as well. So this is a nice progression of movements, and let's get to it. So first off, I'd just like to start with my fingers here, opening and closing my hands for, just until those finger joints feel warmed up a little bit. And then we move on to the wrists. And you can do the wrists by themselves, but doing them clamped together, palms touching, and then you do them counterclockwise and then do them clockwise. And then again, I'm not counting reps here, but if you can work up to about your age in reps, that's good. And then I do the same thing, but I open my palms so my palms aren't touching. And I just roll my wrists around. And then I do it clockwise, right? And you know what? Well, we won't do it today. I think there's a little bit of a timer on the Facebook Live one that I can see. Okay, there. Now we have elbows. This is the putting on your sunglasses from John Engelman, Flexible Steel. And then I like to do shoulder rolls. I begin shoulder rolling backwards, both shoulders together, like that. And then shoulder rolling forward. I had a client who was a Qigong teacher, and she said that the shoulder rolls are a Qigong exercise. So then you roll your shoulders backwards, alternating them as if you're doing a backstroke, like that. And then forward, like so. Good. And now we have, this is shoulder, wrist, and arm. So I start with my palm up, and then I bring my arm through close to my armpit, and then end with palm up again. And so you get your elbow and wrist all moving together. You could do these at the same time, like this, or you can do them separately. You can do both, right? Do a single, just like I did like that. I have, and then, yeah, good. Throwing a couple of arm rolls there, and then we'll do a little bit of back extension and flexion. So this is cat and cow. Cow is this position where you're putting an arch in your lower back. And then this is an extension of your back. And then cat is flexion of your back here. And you just go through these nice and easy, especially with your spine early in the morning. Don't over exaggerate this movement. Just take what your body's going to give you. And as you do a little bit more of these, you'll get your range of motion will just slowly increase, right? So just nice and easy like this. Good. And now we're going into the hips. Where's my time? 6 minutes into my hips. So with the hips, we have hip thrust, which is tilting your pelvic back, and then butt out, tilting your pelvis forward. So doing this, and then side to side like this. So then we combine those. So we do the hip thrust to the side, butt back to the side, thrust, side, back, side. And then we go in the opposite direction, like this. And I tend to do 5 clockwise, 5 counterclockwise. And then after that, the hula hoop here. And again, all of this stuff, you're not forcing stretching or anything like this. You're just moving through, warming up the joints, warming up the joint capsules, stimulating synovial fluid when you've been asleep. So I don't know how many that was, but I go counterclockwise. When you've been asleep, the fluid in your joints will dry up. And so it's movement of the joint that stimulates that fluid to secrete again and lubricate those joints. So this is all that we're doing here, okay? So shake that out, and we'll get some ankle, and we can do a little ankle here, just dorsiflexion, plantar flexion like this a few times, because when we get into our more the next portion of this, we'll get more of the movement, but you just want to make sure you wake up your ankles just a little bit. And that's good. So now we're going to do a little breathing exercising here. So what we're going to do is you're going to push your hips back and just bend through your spine and breathe in while you're doing that. And then come up, exhale as you open your arms. This next series I learned from Pavel Masick. You can find him on Instagram. Breathe in, exhale. We do about 10 of these. Breathe in, exhale. Again, you're not forcing anything here. You're just going down to where your body lets you go. And you do this every morning, you will just increase your range of motion as you do this. Breathe out up here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Squeeze your butt cheeks, protect your lower back. All right, that's good. Now we're doing arm swings. So from the side, looks like this. From the front, like this. So we do 5, and then we do this little double knee bend. And then we do another 5, double knee bend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then we're doing on to spot, just swinging your arms, not really controlling your arms, but when you hit, when your arms hit your body, you want the front hands to hit your shoulder, your clavicle, collarbone, and the back hand to hit near your kidneys. As you can see, I'm lifting up my heel. So when I turn to the right, I lift up my left heel. When I turn to the left, I lift up my right heel. We're doing about 25. Same with the arm swings. You did about 25 of those. Keep looking forward so that you get it works twisting up into your spine as well. I don't know how many that was, but felt about right. And now we do another type of arm swing, but in this one, it's like we're shooting a basketball. We come up onto our toes. 1, up onto our toes. 2, 3, drop down. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2. Get that in your ankles and your hips. 1, 2. So as you come up, you'll want to squeeze your glutes to get that extension through your hips, and then drop down like that. That one's a hard one to count because I count the rhythm 1, 2, 3, and I don't count how many I've done. So I just, again, trying to hit 25 there on those. So now more arm swings like this. It's nice and easy. You can start to, as you warm up, you can start to increase the speed. Good. And then, with this routine from Pavel, he doesn't do any side bending. So I like to throw in some side bending here too. Again, never over stretching, just taking what your body wants to give you, right? So there we are. It's amazing. It's 15 minutes there already. So now we go into his sun salutation. So essentially, start here. We lean back. You inhale here, bend over forward, exhale. So the opposite of the other one. Step back with the right foot, chest up, inhale. Step back. This is downward dog. Exhale. Come forward. Do this cobra pose. Inhale here. Exhale. Step forward with the left foot, chest up, inhale, right foot forward, exhale, stand up. We just do, that was 1 rep. So we're just going to go through this. If you're new here, just do your best to follow along. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale. I'll be doing 12 of these. But you can do half that number, 6. Just take it slower or skip. So that was 4. Inhale as you raise your chest here. Exhale into downward dog. Come through. Inhale, cobra. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You could do this slower, you could do it quicker. I think that was 8. Two more. Your body starts to warm up with all this movement, and you're putting it through a lot of nice gentle motions here. All right, nice work. Shake that out. That was sun salutation. And this is my second month of doing this every day. And I started doing 6 reps of that. Now I'm up to 12 reps. Now the next thing we're at 20 minutes. So that takes about 5 or 6 minutes to go through that. So now we're going to do Hindu push-ups. You already sort of were doing a version of this, but you start in this downward dog position and you scoop through like this into this position and then push back. An easier version is to come through to into a push-up position, then go into this cobra position and push back into downward dog. An even easier version is to come down to your knees, down, up like this, and then push back into downward dog. So we do 12 of these. So it's 1, 2, nice and easy, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then when I'm done, I walk my feet up to my hands, trying to get them as close to my hands as possible while keeping my legs straight. Then bend my knees and stand up. So here we go. Now we're going to do Hindu squats. That's next. And with these, the Hindu squat, feet about hips to shoulder width apart, toes pointed out a little bit. You drop down onto your toes here. So you're up on your toes and knees bent, ankles bent, hips bent, and stand up. And then you just rhythmically move through this. And we do 24 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're new to this, 5. You just do 12 of these. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24. I always want to go to 25, but we're doing 24. Okay. So then one more exercise in this series. Where are we at time? 25 minutes. Stop. Pretty good. So in this series, this is sort of like, this is a bridge. Sometimes it's called a tabletop. So you start in this position. Here, let me get a little bit more like this. Hands behind you, fingers pointing away. Behind you, feet flat on the ground. Lift your hips. Really squeeze your butt cheeks here. Like this. if that is strenuous or uncomfortable on your arms, then you can just sit like this and scoot your butt out and just let your arms become accustomed to being in this position. We do 12 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, shake that out. Now, we add a little bit of dynamic stretching in here. And so dynamic stretching is, so like an example with your arms, is you're pulling back, you're making this arm swing, and you're using momentum, but you're also using your muscles to pull back. And with your arms, you want to do 5 to 8 reps. So I think this is about 8 there. And you can go a little quicker, but again, you just want to go with what your body is giving you. Now, I'm going to grab a little support here. You might need support. You could use a chair. So I'm in the screen. I'm just going to use this pole. I'm going to do some leg kicks. So again, I'm pulling the leg up. That's why it's dynamic. I'm not holding it there. You have static dynamic, where you pull the leg up and hold it. In the dynamic active, you don't hold it. With your legs, you want to go with something like 10 to 12 reps per set. And you want to do 4 to 6 sets of this, or 4 to 8 sets, depending on 4 to 8 sets. What am I trying to say? Of about 10 to 12 reps. Might not get all that in today. Usually don't within the 30 minutes. So here we're just demonstrating. As you get better, you'll be able to do single sets of this. Let's do another set of arm swings up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Really pay attention. Squeeze your glutes when you're doing this to keep your lower back from rounding. You're really trying to get the movement in your shoulders and not in your spine. Except you might get a little extension in your spine. So we're about, so we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As I've been doing these, I haven't been doing these very long, these dynamic ones, probably just about, I don't know, just since the start of February. And the flexibility has already improved. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, awesome. So if you were to do this as a warm-up for a workout, this is a long warm-up for a workout. This is really, I think, is something you want to get up in the morning and do. You don't have to do this whole thing, but it's good to do it every day, some type of something like this. But if you were to wrap up your session here, you might do some static or some static passive stretching. So this is where you would just do, this is the 90-90 stretch. It stretches your glute or your glute muscle. And so I have my knees bent at 90 degrees, but my left knee is forward, right hand on my right knee, or right hand on my left foot. I just lean over my left knee and I just feel a stretch. So the static stretch, find the places that are, stiff on you, and you just sit here and relax into the stretch. So that's a way to end this morning session, is to just do a little static stretching, especially with spots that are particularly tight on you. And once you get a spot to a nice range of flexibility that you want it, then you can, you don't need to do it as much or for as long, and then you can move on to some other spot. So I just switch legs here. I have my right leg forward. This is like a hurdler stretch, except my front leg is not straight, it's bent. And it's really to stretch out the glute more than the hamstring. And 30 seconds to a minute on some of these. When I'm doing them in the evening, you can do them for longer. You sit in front of the TV and do this stuff. Flexibility is one of those things that you want to do a lot, every day. It goes away fast. So you really need to just have it as a regular thing that you do. And we're just going to do one more. I like this one. This is a hip flexor stretch and a quad stretch if you pull up your foot. And then we'll call it good. Yeah, thanks for being here and watching this, joining me for this morning movement and mobility. As I say, I get up, I do this every morning. And since I do it every morning, I just figured I'd start shooting them, having them live so people could join in if they wanted to. And I'll do the other one. Getting up an extra half hour earlier and doing this may seem like a big effort, but it'll pay big dividends down the road. All right, that's it for today. Again, thanks for being here. It's President's Day weekend, so I hope you have a nice long weekend. My son has a day off from school today. We're going skiing, which is exciting. And so might do one tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, maybe a longer session, and then we'll be back on Monday for Monday morning movement and mobility. That is a guarantee. So thanks for being here, and we will see you next time. Yeah. Thanks again for being here, YouTubers and Facebookers. See you next time.